Y'all, so why did I just see on my For You page that Texas Roadhouse is getting canceled right now because they got a group chat with like racist white people saying that they're going to tamper all the black people's food and target us. And whenever we go to their restaurants and stuff like that, they're going to make sure our food doesn't come out the right way.
Yo, I just seen a post saying that there's a whole racist group chat of like 400,000 people that are tampering with like black people's foods at the restaurants. They specifically mentioned Texas Roadhouse and this other place called Logan's. That shit, wow. Now you can't even trust going to. I mean, I'm sure this ain't nothing new to be honest, but now they're just out in the open.
Hey y'all, let me stop smiling because this shit ain't funny. I have a message for y'all today, and it's from a Facebook group called White and Proud. And this is a message that white servers have for black people. So I'm gonna read it for y'all just so I can spread awareness. But anyways, it says, to all you blacks in here, keep this in mind. Hope you enjoy your next meal next time you eat out. There is a Facebook group that I am a part of, which is this one that I'm reading from, and it is for white servers. We have come up with a plan. When a table of black diners come in and place their orders, we walk back to the kitchen to get your food when ready. There is always a blind spot in the kitchen, and we are licking our fingers and touching your food. If it happens to be a Texas Roadhouse or Logan's, those rolls are full of our white saliva. Some of the cooks are in on this too. Think they are playing? They aren't. Believe me, this has been going on since y'all started this nonsense with Carmelo, the candy bar Anthony crap. By the way, the group has over 400K members. Enjoy y'all's food. Every single day, y'all continue to prove us right. Every single day, y'all are looking for new ways to be racist and just do the most. Don't y'all think that if y'all hate black people as much as y'all claim y'all do, why can't y'all just leave us the alone? Like, why do y'all have to go the extra mile and do stuff like this? Why do y'all need to do all that? Why can't y'all just leave us alone? Huh? Why can't y'all just leave us alone? Like, all of this, it's unnecessary because black people not going nowhere. We still gonna be here at the end of the day. So what's the point of y'all doing this? And then when they find out who the fuck y'all is and then y'all get in trouble, y'all gonna blame black people then too, right? Like, in what universe does it make sense to do any of this? Huh? And then y'all get mad when we continue to talk about race. Everything is about race. We're gonna continue to talk about it if y'all keep doing dumb like this. Like,
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to a video of Black Americans who are massively calling for the boycott of a restaurant called the Texas Roadhouse. They've been exposed for racism, and the things the waiters are talking about when it comes to serving black people has left the world in utter shock.
Right, and it's just amazing how right now people are so brazen as to practice their racism out in the open, and how people can use their whole time and energy to practice racism against a certain particular type of group, right? So what are we talking about? Let's watch what we prepared for you today, and then we come back and talk about it. You can also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and let's watch and then you come back and talk about it.
It was never safe for us to eat out anyway. And now that we see Texas Roadhouse being under fire for their employees coming out in a group chat on Facebook, or a group on Facebook talking about how if they see black diners come in, they spit in their food, they lick their fingers and put it in their food, and them not telling us what it is the cooks do. But this is something we should have been known, because I want y'all to understand. Yes, this is horrible. This is biological warfare. This is terrorism, domestic terrorism at its finest. But I also need y'all to understand that it was already an issue anytime you go out to eat anywhere, because hygiene and lack thereof comes into play. Believe me, I worked in fast food for a long time. I was the assistant GM for multiple different restaurants, and I know how people's hygiene is lacking. So that, coupled on top of the fact that we have to deal with anti-blackness, and you may be having somebody serving you or somebody making your food that just don't like you because of the way you look, that's always a risk we take. If that food is not prepared by us, if we don't see ourselves making that food, if we don't see somebody like us, we're taking a really big risk. And I can't tell you how many times I've ended up sick. Lots of people get food poisoning from going out to eat. It's not just oopsie daisies or a once-off thing. But I thought this was already a known thing, that we don't eat it if we didn't see you cook it. The same way that we say that we don't eat other people's food, we don't eat other people's cooking when they bring the potluck or whatever the case is, that same thing should apply to going out to eat, because these people don't fuck with us for real. And will go as far as announcing to the world that they are spitting in our food because of the color of our skin.
There's certain restaurants that I just don't rock with anyway because they just look sketchy. If it's given too much hillbilly-ish, if it's giving just rusty, crusty, dusty, musty, I'm just not rocking with it anyway. You know, I try to make 2 videos before this, but I guess there's certain things that I can't say with when it comes to this 400,000 group that's, you know, saying that they're gonna tamper with BLK folks' food. I think hopefully I'm allowed to say that. You know, hopefully this won't be the next video that gets flagged. But I don't trust too many people with my food anyway. I have been trying to tell black people, especially a lot of even my friends and stuff, like you got to watch how you talk to your server. You like anybody who's preparing your food, you just got to be extra careful because they be doing stuff to people's food. Like even outside of the whole race thing, right? Outside of them just doing it because it's black folks, they get pissed off at you. They don't like something that you say. Like, don't go back and forth arguing with these folks. At least, and if you gonna argue with somebody, you gonna have to do it. Wait until after you get your food. We need to really just start patronizing our own restaurants for real. Because it's just too much going on. Too many people that don't like us, and I'm not trying to have to fight everywhere I go.
Former Texas Roadhouse servers are coming to the internet and telling their story after they were written up for mentioning racist seating arrangements. They called these areas color sections, and they would often be back by the bathrooms or back by the kitchen. Now, personally, I've only been to Texas Roadhouse a handful of times, so I can't recall, but I can recall this happening at multiple other restaurants. There's been a few times where I've walked into a restaurant. The one time I'm thinking of right now is a Denny's. I walked into a Denny's and I looked around, and it was literally white people on one side and black people on one side. And I was like, did they do this on purpose? And then another time, I remember I walked into an Applebee's and it was the same way. It was white people on this side and black people on this side. And I know people don't seat themselves in these type of restaurants. So clearly something is going on, and I'm sure the employees, the people that work there, would know best. But I see why they wouldn't speak up, because a lot of those people that work those type of jobs, they need their jobs. They can't risk their job trying to call something out. A few brave ones did, but at the end of the day, it needs to be called out. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever walked into a restaurant and clearly seen that it was segregated.
Black family, a mom and 2 daughters, goes to Texas Roadhouse. The youngest daughter had to be, 8 years old maybe? She bites into the roll of bread that they bring out when you first sit down, and there is staples in it. Unused staples, about 5 in there. Not just 1, 5. Very politely complain to a manager about it. The first manager, Crystal, tells them that it's unacceptable, that she's going to comp their entire bill. Then all of a sudden, the managing partner, acting partner, whatever, Deanna, she comes up to them and tells them, long story short, that she feels uncomfortable comping their entire check, and starts to insinuate that maybe they brought the staples in themselves, and says that it couldn't possibly be Texas Roadhouse's fault because they're a staple-free environment. There's no restaurant that's going to be staple-free. Let's be so for real. You're insulting their intelligence. They're still keeping their composure, and not even keeping their composure, just being absolutely sweetheart through this blatant disrespect. Meanwhile, they're spotting that there are staples all around on the billboard. There's staples on a packet in the next table over. There's even a white lady that made a video about it, saying that she witnessed the entire thing happening.
This Texas Roadhouse situation is so scary to me because you really don't know what people are doing with your food before you get to it. Before it gets to you. I used to have a friend I went to high school with, and then we worked together for a while together, and she used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings, and she told me that if a table was rude, they would give them the Buffalo Wild Wings special, which would mean that they would do stuff to your food. They would put it in the dishwater first, and then take it out and cook it, and then give it to you, or like all kinds of heinous things. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And she's like, no, that's what happens. You got to be careful. You know, that's where the whole like premise of you got to be nice to your waiter because they're going to spit in your food. My mom is from the South, so she was always big on you never eat at anybody's house, or be very careful whose house you're eating at. Eat before you go. And to this day, my mom still does not like going out to eat. She'd rather cook her own food because she'll say, like, you don't know what they're doing to your food back there. You don't know what they're putting in it. And I would always say to her, Mom, you don't know what the butcher's doing in the back either. And she's like, I don't care. I know once it gets to me what I'm doing with it. And I feel like sometimes the only recourse you have is to maybe pray over your food. But I think it is kind of scary that in a day and age of DoorDash, you don't know what the driver's doing. It's just scary how many people have access to things that you don't know about.
No, because you weird ass Texas Roadhouse people sticking whatever you want in black people's food. You thought you won? It's a wrap. You will never keep me from my Texas Roadhouse. Is that clear? Okay? Eating in the restaurant, okay, you got me there. Maybe I won't do that. But you can't stop me from calling in an order, can you? No, because this isn't Bria. This is Stacy. Hi, can I place a to-go order? Oh, great. Okay. An extra bread roll? Bless your heart, you did not have to do that. 20 minutes? I'll see you then, bitch.
Y'all, so why did I just see on my For You page that Texas Roadhouse is getting canceled right now? Because they got a group chat with like racist white people saying that they're going to tamper all the black people's food and target us. And whenever we go to their restaurants and stuff like that, they're going to make sure our food doesn't come out the right way. Like what? Like what's going on? Like I did like the rolls at Texas Roadhouse, but I'm not going there ever again. I don't care. Like I'm not eating there because like that's unacceptable for one. And then for two, like their response to the video or whatever, I didn't like it at all. Like it just didn't seem like they really cared. They just wanted to keep our black dollars with us. Like, no, we're not doing that. We need to support black owned businesses. They need to bring the prices down first so we can support them even more. Even if they keep the prices high, we still need to support them because like this is getting ridiculous for real. That's why I'm so pro black, because like we get hated on for no reason. We don't be doing nothing to nobody. So like I'm so confused as to why we're being targeted all the time. Like it don't make no sense to me. Like we literally just be living in our own world and like people will just hate on us for no reason. Like it don't make no sense. Like that's why I just cook my own food for real. I don't even eat out like that no more because like nobody got time for that. Like why am I getting profiled just because of the color of my skin? Like that don't even make no sense. So like Texas Roadhouse like making a statement just because they lost their verification is crazy to me. Like y'all didn't even care for real. Y'all just lost that verification and y'all want to keep y'all sales up. That's why y'all want us to, you know, support y'all or whatever. But no, that's done. Like we're not doing that. And then on top of that, the group chat should have never been made in the first place. And y'all definitely probably knew about that group chat because there's like 400,000 people in there. So how did y'all not know? Like that don't even make no sense to me. So yeah, y'all are not getting my black dollars, and I hope a lot of y'all stop supporting them too, because them rolls are not that good to be supporting racism like at all.
So Texas Roadhouse issued an apology at how they do not tolerate discrimination and how they will thoroughly look into this. And then there are a lot of people that are saying this is a fake thing. Do you not remember that Texas Roadhouse is the same place where that black customer found staples in their food? Same place. People said at that time that it was an accident how they found stuff in their food specifically. Nobody else, nor did Texas Roadhouse figure it out either. Now, while people are saying this is fake, how people will be spitting in customers' food, this is not fake. They've been doing this for a very long time. Where do you think the whole be nice to your service came from? People have found a lot of things in their food, and they have always said it's somehow an accident. The whole spitting in your food, the whole being nasty to the customers, this didn't come from black people. This came from racist white people, because they did not want to have to serve black customers, especially. So another way of dealing with them, spitting in the food, being nasty, giving bad service to their customers.
So apparently a racist group chat on Facebook emerged where they're admitting to doing stuff to black people's food at Texas Roadhouse and Logan's. I'm really glad that this was brought up, because do y'all remember like probably around this time last year that a black family went to Texas Roadhouse and they found staples in their biscuits? I know with every fiber of my being that this has been going on for much longer than we think. They said that it started around the time that the Carmelo Anthony trial started. Okay, boom. That not like just a couple months ago, before earlier this year, right? We have to start pulling our money back from these corporations, because here's the truth, right? And we can be mad at Texas Roadhouse all we want to, but here's the truth. This is how big business really works. We have to really start thinking about corporations for what they are. We have to really start thinking about white supremacy for what it is, right? Racism for what it is. Corporation, a business of that size, of that conglomerate, is just a bunch of individuals with their own morals, their own prejudices, and their own biases, working for a corporation, creating a culture and a system. That is how white supremacy works, right? Everyone's like, well, I'm not racist and da 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 da. What is the system? The system is the individuals who hold biases or in positions that affect our everyday lives. So the only way to really defeat white supremacy and racism is for us to start being the system ourselves. We have to start creating our own systems,
our own food places, our own grocery stores, our own agriculture, our own everything. This is not just white people. Like, I'm not just saying just black people we need to do this. I'm saying all people. Until we start doing things for ourselves, the longer that we wait for the system to fix it, the less likely it is to get done. It's actually never going to happen, because the system isn't a system, it's a collective, right? And until we as the collective start doing for ourselves, the system itself is never going to fix itself. So we just have to pick somewhere to start. My place is, let's start with the food. Because the way that all of this food is coming up, something's wrong with the food, whether it's people doing something to the food coming back with salmonella and cyclospora, it's an issue. We need to take back control of our food system first. Because if we can feed each other, that's a great start.
What do you mean there's a Facebook page with 400,000 followers talking about they spit and put stuff in black people food? Excuse me? If you're an ally, okay, if you are a YT ally, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to infiltrate that list, okay? And I need you to forward it to me. And what we're going to do with that list is we're going to make sure that Texas Roadhouse and every other restaurant is aware, because it's time to burn it all down and start over again, babes. No way. Ain't no way. First of all, the food really is not that good. Okay, so just the black dollar, we need to stop putting it places, because we can cook. We can cook better than that food tastes, and y'all know it. Stop going to Texas Roadhouse. Stop going to anywhere that you can't watch them preparing your food. If it ain't Chipotle, Subway, some other kind of way, we will not be eating there until this list comes out and we see every restaurant, every location, every person who's been doing shit to our food. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. Find the list. Somebody do us a favor here now. We were asking you a favor. I need you to infiltrate that list. Screenshot it. Okay, and there may or may not be a reward for it. So get on that.
If you black, don't eat at Texas Roadhouse, man. Don't go there, bruh. So I guess in Facebook, there's this group chat of these white supremacist people, and it's like 400,000 of them, bro. That's a lot of people. And I think majority of them are like servers. And they said if they got black customers, they gonna do stuff to your food. Our food? You can't even eat safe? They gonna lick it. It got so bad, Texas Roadhouse had to make a statement about it. Just because you made that statement don't mean I'm still going. Hell no. To mess with a person's food that's paying for it, even if they're not paying for it, to mess with someone's food is the highest level of disrespect. And those people in the group chat, they say they hate black people so much, but they're so obsessed. They're always thinking about ways to mess with them, ways to do this, ways to do that. I'm like, if I hate something, I'm not trying to think about something. It's really that they're obsessed. They want to be us so bad. I ain't gonna, if Texas Roadhouse don't say they got cameras everywhere in the kitchen, don't go.
To me, after reading both of Texas Roadhouse's responses on TikTok surrounding these allegations around the restaurant employees discussing spitting and contaminating in the food of black customers, I think the company is treating this like an allegation crisis when to me it should be a perception crisis. So let's forget the screenshot right now for a moment, right? The thing that should have every executive to me at Texas Roadhouse paying attention to right now is a number that's attached to the story. From what I've seen, there was over 400,000 people that responded to this and what they've done when it comes to black people going to this restaurant. And when a controversy involving alleged food contamination, race, and customer treatment is connected to a community that large and immediately takes off on TikTok, to me, this stops about being about a post. It stops about being about a screenshot. It becomes a test of trust. And after reading both of these responses, I think the company is treating this like an allegation crisis when it actually should be about perception or what people think about Texas Roadhouse to begin with. Now, let's be clear, right? Texas Roadhouse has already denied their allegations and they've called them like unfounded. They say it's not true. It says they're investigating like most companies would do, right? The facts are still being determined, but from a PR perspective, as someone that works in PR and crisis, the question I'm asking isn't whether the allegation is true or false. The question I'm asking is, why do so many people find this believable, right? Because a company's biggest reputation threat isn't always what some people know. Sometimes it's what people are willing to believe. And the moment this story hit on TikTok, it already became much bigger than the original allegation within itself. People start talking about the trust, the culture of the company, and their own experiences. And for many black people, let's be honest, right? Let's have a real conversation. Conversations about discrimination in restaurants are not new, especially being African American. Stories about feeling unwelcome, receiving different levels of service compared to other people, being ignored, stereotypes, or questioning whether they were treated fairly have been and existed for years. We already know that, right? And that's not a statement about Texas Roadhouse specifically, but it is a statement of the reality of a broader hospitality industry and how black people or people of color are treated. So when a story like this, to me, starts trending, many people aren't evaluating on a blank slate. They're evaluating it through experiences they've had themselves or stories that they've heard from family, friends, people that they know, right? And that's why, to me, this spread so quickly, because it didn't create concern. It reinforced concerns that have already existed when it comes to the black experience and going in the dining industry, right? And that's where I think the Texas Roadhouse missed a major opportunity with this, because the company responded twice in one day. We all know they're frantic at this point because people are going off on threads and on social media. They're going off, and they made 2 responses already, and the credit should be given to responding quickly. They did respond quickly, but both responses to me felt focused on denying the allegation rather than addressing the larger conversation happening around it, right? What I didn't hear was empathy, and what I didn't hear was leadership. What I didn't really see was an acknowledgement of why people were disturbed in the first place. Personally, I think this called really for a CEO to respond or have a video statement and not another written graphic or post on TikTok. You already know I hate when people do these TikTok posts. When trust is the issue, the CEO becomes a spokesperson. And I would have rather hear, like, we understand why people are concerned, we understand why customers want answers, and we're conducting a thorough investigation, and we're also evaluating our culture. I would be looking at all those people that say they're employees, because there's a culture issue here, right? Let's be completely honest. Because whether these allegations are ultimately true or false, leadership should be asking a bigger question. What does it say about our culture that so many people found this believable, right? There should be a review of the culture, the training, the employee conduct expectations, and more so your employees. Like, who are you hiring to come into this company or continue to come into this company with this mindset? They should be doing that or think it's okay to do that, right? A crisis isn't created when people see an allegation, right? A crisis, to me, is created when people see an allegation and they immediately believe it. This TikTok trend will not stop trending, right? The investigation will eventually end, but what customers remember is whether a company earned their trust when it mattered the most. And right now, Texas Roadhouse, to me, isn't fighting a screenshot. They're fighting doubt.
Texas Roadhouse deserve exactly what this young lady is about to do to them, and I hope they gotta pay her a bag. She went to Texas Roadhouse with her family. Her little sister ended up biting into some food that ended up having staples inside of it. So she called a waiter, waitress over, whichever one. They come over, they see the staples. They like, look, sorry about this. We're going to comp your meal in full. Y'all won't have to pay for anything. So then another manager comes out and says, no, we're not going to comp your entire meal. We're only going to comp the meal that has the staples in it. Horrible manager decision right there. So they like, well, dang, y'all ain't even gonna comp the meal or whatnot and everything. So therefore, when they leave, Texas Roadhouse ended up trying to reach out to her and offering her a $70 gift card. No, it's too late. Y'all should have comped that entire meal, and I'll take them all the way through, because you never know if that young lady suffers some type of internal injuries for those staples or anything like that. Staples have some type of materials in them that if they're cooked inside of that food and such like that, it could be inside of that food. So it doesn't matter if she swallowed a staple or not. It was cooked inside of it. So if it's cooked inside of it, that means that everything that staple is made out of is now a part of that food and that bread. So she might end up getting sick. That little girl might end up getting sick. So rightfully so, they took her to the hospital to have her checked out and everything. Texas Roadhouse don't like that at all, because y'all know they are business, and business hate when customers end up having the issues and they end up having to go to the hospital, because that means now y'all got to pay for them bills no matter what, because they wouldn't have needed to go to the hospital at all had there not been no staples inside of the food. That's going to cost you more than $70. That's going to cost you more than comping that meal that night. That was a horrible decision by that manager, and it was on that manager's shift right there. So therefore, you're responsible for everything that happens to a customer that comes into that establishment while you're the manager of the restaurant. and then had the nerve to try to tell her they don't even have Staples inside of their restaurant. So she did the right thing. She took pictures of where they seen Staples at inside of that restaurant. Y'all lying, and she documented everything. I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if you think that things are going to work out or not. Document everything, because you never know when you're going to need all of that information. And she did the right thing by documenting everything. And she doing the right thing. She went down to the police station. She making all kind of reports and everything like that. She got the health inspection department or whatnot involved in everything to go up there and do inspections, because there's no way ever somebody should receive some type of food with Staples inside of it. And to have the nerve not to comp that goddamn meal. Texas Roadhouse, y'all crazy, boy. I won't be going to none of y'all establishments nowhere until y'all get this young lady together.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos you just played, yeah? You know, the funny thing is the fact that these people cannot even take accountability for their own actions, right? Because this is clear outright racism, but they don't want to admit that. Rather, they give the reason to treating black customers like this because they say it's because black people started on with the issue of Carmelo Anthony. And I would say for them to even have a WhatsApp chat group where they talk about what they do to black people food, I would say it didn't just start with Carmelo Anthony, right? This is something that is culture. This is something that is a tradition in that restaurant. And if you guys can remember, there was a white lady who went viral just like a few months or weeks ago, not months, but days or weeks ago, right? And she was talking about Long Island and what happens there, yeah? And she talked about racism and how black clients are treated despite, according to her, where she was working in a bar, right? And she said black customers were really good and they used to tip, they used to promote their businesses, they used to really patronize their business. That was until her boss saw that a lot of black folks were going into the restaurant. Then it started with a music change. Then they completely just changed the whole model in order to keep black people out of that business. And then what did they start getting? Just regular white people who are coming in. They weren't buying anything, just a bottle of water, and they weren't even tipping that well, you know. So I do believe that in such institutions, racism does prevail. And even if I always feel like it's always a myth when they talk about how white people are better tippers than black people, right? Yeah, white people could be better tippers than black people. We have no way of proving that. But does it mean they're better business? They bring better business compared to black people? Black people could be that they're not tipping, but have they promoted the business well enough to know that they've injected enough but money into that business just by the food they've ordered to ensure that at least the employees get their paycheck because of the kind of order they've made?
Right. And guys, imagine a group of over 400,000 people, all of them talking about black people and all of them concocting plans towards the black community. And this is why most of the time when some white people usually wonder and direct questions to black American community about why don't you guys like us? Why do you guys always have to talk about race? And it is situations like this that prove that the issue when it comes to racism, this is an issue that will never stop being talked about so long as there are antics like this that are going on or being carried out by this particular group of white people, right?
Right. Just by their own admission, I do believe that there's enough evidence to show that there's malpractice in that certain said business, and that should warrant for a health board to do an inspection, right? Because whatever they're talking about, spitting in people, that is how you spread diseases. Because how do you just take food to an unsuspecting client and God knows what you've done behind the scenes to that food, you know? And these people have admitted. I feel like there needs to be accountability in order to prevent such behaviors. If you don't want to serve people, I would rather you just go to these people and just tell them, you know, we are not inclined or we are declining to serve you, just like we've seen some restaurants do. And, you know, instead of serving them food that could be potentially harmful to them.
Or rather yet, during the time when it was suspected that Trump was trying to bring back segregation and black people were overjoyed because of this, because they said at least they will know outright where they are accepted to go into and where they're not allowed to go into, right? So because of situations like this, I do truly believe that if restaurants like this would just print their whites only, they would save blacks a lot of headache, because at least they won't have to walk into such racist establishment and have to ingest someone's saliva without knowing.
Yeah, guys. Anyway, let us know what you think about this episode, because this is truly heartbreaking. And I wish that every black person can be able to get this trending news, and they can be able to know not to go to this Texan Roadhouse, whatever, restaurant. I wish they know about this, because I do understand that there are some people who do not get the news that happens on social media.
Right. And also, since then, this restaurant has issued an apology and has also written a statement
that wasn't so much an apology.
Yeah, they have also issued a statement on their TikTok page, but whatever has gone down, it didn't go down without consequences. People started reporting their page on TikTok, and they lost their verification. That is what people are saying. So I decided to go and look at their page on TikTok, and indeed they did offer an apology, according to them, so I don't know if they will take any actions to replace their chefs or do anything like that.
Consequences need to be met, and it needs to be public the same way this news has gone viral and is public right now. We need to see, people taking up consequences. Like Maureen has said, the chef needs to be taken care. Every staff in that kitchen needs to be fired, because that was malpractice,
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode down in the comment section. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.